Hi, my name is Mary Helen Boros, and I have read the book Workspace, Creating Environments and Organizations by Franklin D. Becker. This book was very educational. It talked about nonverbal communication in the workplace and how we have developed the non-communication and how tests were run and different things that you would not expect to know in the workplace. Um, when we think about workplace, we think of just going into our job and kind of just going in and working, but we never really take the second to think about how it's organized. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit just to give you an idea of how to organize the workplace organized and how they test different things just to see how things might work out or not work out. There's a lot in developing a workplace, a facility, the employees. It's a Working in a workplace is different than just working from your house. So let's take a look. Okay, so workspace. Pretty much the management and the executives are the they're the big things of the workplace. They are expected to run the workplace, the employees, help the employees with whatever they need. And then it comes the employees. The employees do the work and the managers look over, supervise. And then it goes, the executives, are over the managers. And they are ones that will decide the facility, decide how to set it up. It could be an office place or it can be anything. It can be office, factory, whatever. So that was the one thing I really took out of that. It's not just kind of thrown together. You have to really work, really be part of this workplace. The workplace impacts the employees by really, it gives us a little social time. You have your, fellow employees you might go to and say hi every day. It's like you go say, hi, how are you? What's up? I haven't seen you. Did you have a good weekend? That's a big factor in the workplace. People don't realize when you're in a workplace and you have your coworkers, that's a really big part of your workplace. It's not just sitting at home working all day at your computer. Um, the the physical environment is another really big thing I have learned about the workplace. The executives really look into what we might be looking at, what people really need to, how we want the offices set up. Do we want cubicles? Do we want regular offices? How can we make this workplace effective for our employees? It really depends where you work at. If you work in a factory, they have to design the factory. If you work in an office setting, these people design the office. If you work in a hospital, these executives do design your hospital. It's really important to know the facilities you're working at and what job is you're doing is the biggest part of the environment. Another thing I've really learned about the nonverbal communication part of it was that I really took in, they won't tell you like what time to work every day. You should just know that. That's a nonverbal thing. You go to the facility, there's a time clock, you clock in, you're at work. You should know that. You should know where your seat is. Your manager is not going to be there at like 8 a.m. saying, you better get, your office is here. You have to know where you're going. You have to know what you have to do. Your supervisor is not going to sit on your shoulder and say, you have to do this. I need this done. No, you are responsible for knowing your work. This is the non-communication they do give you. They will give you work, but they won't help. They will give it to you and say, I need this done, but they won't sit with you every single part of the day and telling you you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong. No, you have to know about your job. It's really important to know what you're doing at work, and it really makes sense. The physical environment is definitely very important. Definitely to me, because if you have a disability, you have to be able to get into your work site, and you have to be able to just kind of go to work. That's a big thing. Different workspaces. I brought that up. My thoughts about this book. I really enjoyed reading this book. It was very, very interesting to read this book and learn about how different workplaces are set up and how maybe like different tests with different people really worked out. It really really depends just on a very it's on where you're working. What I did not realize is how much work it really takes to bring a workplace together. It could just be, I just thought they could kind of just put a building and offices. No, they really do have to plan for their employees, and that's a really, really big part. I really, really think there's a lot of nonverbal communication in the workplaces. And I feel like if you're going to use nonverbal communication, you have to really know what you're doing. Thank you very much, and I hope if you have questions, please ask. Thank you.